When the Fallout TV series dropped its first season last year, Walton Goggins' Cooper Howard / the Ghoul very quickly became a fan favourite, and even as a huge Fallout fan myself, the Ghoul is already very easily one of my favourite characters in the entire franchise. But what I want to do today is something a little bit different. I want to go into a sort of character study on why the Ghoul is such a geniusly made character and how Cooper Howard actually turned into the Ghoul. You see, the Ghoul is unique when it comes to TV for one big main reason, that he has the very common good guy turns into bad guy trope that we have seen many times on TV before. Walter White turning into Heisenberg in Breaking Bad, Rick, we don't kill the living Grimes, into Rick, I will murder you if you so much as look at me funny Grimes in The Walking Dead, or we even see it in more minor ways, like when a character will just break their morals for a split second after something bad happens to them, such as Daredevil being super against killing to throwing Bullseye face first off a rooftop in attempted murder. Again, we see this trope a lot in TV, and I'm not complaining, it's one of my favourite tropes. There is a reason why Rick Grimes remains my favourite TV character of all time, but the thing that makes Cooper Howard turning into the Ghoul so unique is that we see it in reverse. Instead of season 1 showing us this nice, lawful good character who slowly loses their way and changes who they are as the show develops, we get to know the Ghoul much more before we get to know Cooper Howard. We don't see the good guy turning into the bad guy. Instead, we see how this bad guy used to be a good guy, and I just think that that's genius. So instead of waiting to see this character break their morals and do things that the old version of them would never do, we see this pretty evil character and wonder how he got to be this way in the first place. Instead of seeing the character break and have a major shift in personality, we instead wonder what caused him to get to this point in the first place. We sit here and watch the pre-war scenes, and it keeps us curious. How did this cannibalistic, murderous, and frankly fucked up character go from a good husband and father into what he is now? We don't get to see the development, we get to sit, speculate, and wonder. Was it the radiation that did this to him? Or was it the fact that he knew he wouldn't find his family and survive in this wasteland if he kept trying to be the good guy? We see in the pre-war scenes that Cooper Howard doesn't even want to pretend to shoot someone while making a film. Then we get back to the present, and the Ghoul is shooting up entire towns, cutting off innocent women's fingers, eating people, and even psychologically messing with a family by making them think that he's eating their daughter / little sister. That is a huge jump. Now, of course, understandably, it has been over 200 years since Cooper Howard turned into the Ghoul, but again, this is what's genius. Instead of showing us, the writers leave us in suspense, leave us coming back for more, because we need to know how this loving, wonderful husband and father went from that into a murderous bounty hunter who eats people. There are a few theories out there about what made Cooper Howard say screw it and throw all of his morals out of the window. Was it the betrayal of his wife? Was it the stress of not knowing where his wife and daughter are? Or was it simply just the wasteland changing him, because the wasteland does change people? Well, if you ask me, it's what the Ghoul says to Lucy. He straight up tells her that she will not survive on the surface of the wasteland if she is not willing to do some messed up stuff. And Lucy again begins to go through the same trope of good guy turns into bad guy. She goes from
Okie dokie.
into
Okie dokie.
in just a matter of like 2 weeks. She goes from refusing to eat cooked meat that she finds when she arrives in Philly into drinking what she says herself is very likely just some mutated creature's urine. The wasteland changes you. You have to adapt to survive, or you are going to be gone in a matter of days if you're lucky. And of course, yes, this is Fallout, okay? A franchise that built itself on the dark humor and never taking things quite too seriously. Like, yeah, it was funny and gross when Lucy had to cut someone's head off, ha, but think about how truly traumatic that would actually be to someone who has been sheltered from danger their entire lives. You think about that and then consider that the Ghoul has been alive in this wasteland for over 200 years, and we can only begin to imagine what he's been through, the stuff that he's had to do in that time, and stuff that he's had to endure. And I think over time you would just naturally get a little numb to it. The Walking Dead is a great example of this. When a character first kills somebody, it usually affects them. It makes their hand shake, they cry, they think about it for multiple episodes. But a few seasons later, deeper into the apocalypse, that same character is then murdering someone over a scrap of food without a second thought. Cooper Howard, in my opinion, is just a man who desperately wants to find his family. Because imagine for a second you're a man in a nuclear apocalypse, not knowing if your wife and your child are okay, and then having to deal with that stress for over 200 years. We as the viewer aren't even sure what happened to Cooper Howard's family. Will they be ghouls? Are they even alive? Is Janie Cooper's daughter a child ghoul, or is she grown up? Were they frozen like the residents of Vault 31 and Nate/Nora from Fallout 4? It has been over 200 years. If they are ghouls, does young Janie even remember her father? Like, these are all questions probably going through the ghoul's head every second of every day. This is a character who has had to adapt to a completely different world and stop trusting all of the things that he once believed in. And on top of that, he's also a character desperately searching for his family, who he has no idea if they are safe or even alive. And again, in my opinion, it is just perfectly unique to show us essentially two different characters like this and make us wonder how the bad guy turned into the bad guy, instead of making us watch yet another decent guy turn completely evil. Fallout is like living in a constant war, and while war never changes, it certainly changes people. I recently rewatched Fallout Season 1, I think for the 5th or 6th or maybe even 7th time, I've honestly lost count, and I just couldn't stop thinking about how, again, genius it is to show Cooper Howard / the Ghoul's character development in sort of reverse, and I had to make a video about it. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Fallout Season 2 is premiering in a little over a month, so if you do want to stay up to date on videos about the show and weekly episodes, consider subscribing, I've got you covered. And lastly, as always, a massive thank you to all of the channel members for their continued support. It means the world, guys. But with all of that said and done, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.